Guys, it took me 50 years to realize this. Most people don't fail with money because they don't make enough money. People fail with money because they never learned how to really manage money and manage what they already have. Like, I don't care if it's $1,000 or $10,000 or if it's $100,000. If you can't manage a little bit, you can't manage a lot and you'll lose it, because anything that you mismanage in this world, you're going to lose. Today, I want to give you 8 money rules that I wish I knew at 30 years old, so you don't waste decades of your life trying to figure this thing out the hard way. Let's jump into it. Number 1 is this: do a bi-monthly money meeting with yourself. Just a couple of times a month at the least. Me personally, I had to stop treating my money like it was on autopilot. And so every time I get paid, I have to sit down with me for an hour or so and look at my numbers, go over my budget. I know it seems tedious, seems like something that was really weird, but when I did it, I got a better handle on my money and my spending and my discipline. Now, not an hour scrolling on the phone or an hour or a half hour watching TV, your favorite old time TV show. I mean, literally sitting down with a notebook or with a spreadsheet on the computer and going over bank statements, goals, budgets. I learned the hard way that a lot of people, they just spend money, but they don't spend the time on their money. So I started asking myself when I first started doing this, what came in this month? What went out this month? And why, right? Going over my budget. Usually the time I spent the hour was on the budget. Did I hit my savings? Did I hit my investing? What's the net worth right now compared to the net worth last quarter or last month, right? Because if I wouldn't run a business without meetings, why would I run my own household without having a finance meeting? The second thing that I wish I knew at 30 was this: separate the money into jobs. I started to manage my money better. I started employing my dollars, right? I had to learn to give every single dollar a job before I spent it, because when I didn't give it a job, the money just sort of wandered off and the money sort of disappeared. So what I started doing years ago is I set up multiple accounts, one for bills, one for everyday spending, one for saving and investing, one for future big bills or large ticket items or a sinking fund. Now, when my paycheck hits, I'm not deciding where the money goes. It already has a job. It's already been assigned somewhere. So I'm telling my money exactly what to do instead of my bills and my money telling me what to do, right? Or my bad habits telling me what to do, right? That's real money management, right? Now, number 3 was this: I started tracking my net worth on a regular basis, not just the budget every month, right? And going over the budget and having meetings about the budget, but tracking the net worth. I want you to know this. Look, I still do a budget every month, written down every single month on a spreadsheet, zero-based budget, unique to that month, right? But the bigger picture is regularly tracking my net worth. Now, for years, I only focused on the bills, right? Getting the bills paid. And I never looked at really the big scoreboard. How people take score is net worth. That's the real scoreboard as you begin to build wealth. So at least every 90 days or so, I'm adding up assets, subtracting my debts, and then 2 times a year, I'm really recording all of this as a final for my net worth. And I write it all down. It's all on a spreadsheet, right? That's when I can see, am I moving forward or am I just standing still? Too many people pay too close attention to only their income, and too few people pay close attention to their net worth. So once I started tracking my net worth, I stopped thinking small picture, right? One bill at a time, one budget at a time. I started thinking big picture about the overall financial direction and health I was going in. And that shift drove so many of my decisions that helped me make the right decisions with money along the way. Now, the fourth thing that I wish I knew at age 30 about money and money management is the importance of doing everything automatic. Listen, I had to accept that discipline and motivation don't always last. Life gets busy. And that's why I personally began to lean on automation, having the money automatically go into the 401k, 403b, having the money automatically go towards these different investing accounts. So I set up automatic transfers, money right into the places it needed to go before I ever touch it. Back when I used to wait until the end of the month to sort of see what's left, I ultimately realized that nothing was ever left. It's less and less money, right? So automating it took the emotion out of it. When I automated it, it took the procrastination out of it. Things got done whether I felt disciplined to do them or not, because I just automated it. That's how I built consistency, doing it automatically. Guys, if you're getting any value from this video, do me a favor, smash the like button, and most of all, share this video with someone who you know could use this valuable information. Also, please drop me a comment below and let me know your thoughts. Now, let's get back to the video. Now, the fifth thing that I wish I had knew at age 30 or in my 30s is the importance of creating a no excuses emergency buffer. I used to believe the old advice that, oh, you got $500 here, there, maybe $1,000. That's going to set you. That's going to be right. Listen, but I learned real quick, especially nowadays in the past several years, that $1,000 really don't cover one big car repair anymore. So I always say keep at least $3,000 in an initial emergency fund. There was a lot of times years ago that I didn't have 3,000. I had 500 or 1,000, but I didn't have 3,000, right? But $3,000, or for some of you, 1 month of expenses that you can get to, whichever makes you feel most secure, is going to save you in the long run. Now, this isn't about just money. It's really about dignity, right? Because one of the lowest feelings in the world, let's keep it real, is asking somebody else to borrow some money. It doesn't feel good. That's not where I want to be again, ever, is having to ask somebody else for money. So the way to get around that is build yourself an emergency buffer that's bigger than that little 1,000 or $500, something that's big enough in case, you have a real emergency. So I built in this no excuses emergency buffer of at least $3,000. Of course, now I have a larger emergency fund, but if you could just get about $3,000, that's going to cover you for most big emergencies. Now, when the unexpected happens, then you don't have to panic. I wouldn't have to pull out a credit card. I don't have to fall behind, and I don't have to beg or ask anybody else. That buffer is my breathing room. It's my safety net. And it ended up letting me face financial emergencies with a little bit of dignity still in place. Now, the sixth thing that it took me 50 years to realize is how to say no with money out loud. Now, this lesson really changed everything for me. Money management is not just about the numbers, guys. It's about the words you use to yourself out loud. Now, I had to practice saying, it's not in my budget right now. I had to practice saying to friends, right? To family members, and sometimes even to myself, right? It's not in the budget right now. No, right? For years, me personally, I lost control of money, not because of the bills I had to pay, right? But because I kept saying yes to things that weren't in the budget. When I finally learned to say no out loud, I had more money. That's one word that really helped put me back in control. Now, number 7 is this. Number 7 is I had to learn to build a future bill account. Listen, everybody can relate to this. You get blindsided by these expenses that we should have seen coming. Christmas happens the same time every year. Car insurance is pretty much due the same time all the time. Back to school shopping, if you got kids, you know it happens every year, same time. Every time I would reach for some type of credit card or try to scrounge up money, and then I wised up. I added those predictable non-monthly expenses all up together, and then I simply divided them by 12, and I started putting whatever that amount was away every single month in my monthly budget. So there's probably 3 or 4 expenses or 5 expenses that you have every single year. Add those things up, and then divided by 12, and then every single month put that money to the side so you have it. So there's no surprises. And so when those bills hit, you're ready. I'm ready. These are things that you just simply plan for. Now, finally, number 8 was this. This is what I had to do. This is what took 50 years to learn, is auditing my circle of people. Who do you spend money with? That's a question for you to answer. Now, this one took me some years to recognize. I had to look at some people back in the day that I spent time with because they were telling me a lot about where my money was going. When you look at who you hang around, right? If my friends pressured me to go out, clown me for budgeting, or laugh at me for skipping a night out, that wasn't just bad company. That was actually dangerous to my future financial situation. Sometimes the Joneses aren't strangers down the street. Sometimes the Joneses are your friends, your family. So I started, me personally, managing my circle of people, distancing myself from the people who pressured me to spend money. that I didn't have, right? I got closer to people who respected my decisions and respected my boundaries because money habits are contagious. The people around you will either build you up financially or they can drain you. That's my 8 money rules that it took me 50 years to learn about managing money. Notice this, guys. None of the things I talked about had anything to do with making more money. See, because it's not really, for most people, it's not about earning more money. It's good to earn more money. But for most people, a lot of people, it's all about managing what you already have. Money management is the foundation for everything else you're going to go through with your money. It's going to help you pay off debt. It's going to help you save and invest a whole bunch of money. It's going to help you build wealth. So do me a favor, drop in the comments which of these 8 you need to work on first. And if you're serious about changing how you manage money, check out the first link in the description box below to my new course, The 4 Steps to Maximize Your Money. If you've been watching my videos and waiting for the right time, this is the right time. Lock in your spot in the course right now and let's build wealth with intention. And if you got value out of this video, smash that like button and share this video with somebody who you know. And drop me a comment. If you got value out of this video, just say I got value in the comment section below. Listen, the best person who's going to take care of that old you is the young you. Guys, take good care of yourself and take care of other people. Until the next video, peace.